everybody, welcome back to the vlog. Thank you so much for being here with me for a little bit of tea time, right? Today we have some misty morning and a little bit of focus combination. It's just so good, so good. Bergamot, I love bergamot. A little zing, really nice. I hope you're hanging out with me, having your tea, coffee, or maybe something harder than that. Depends on where you are on the planet. Today we're going to be talking about lenses, lens lineups, and how it affects what camera system you go into. All right. A lot of people have been asking me as of late, where should I go? Mirrorless is like all the rage right now for like the last 2 years, obviously even longer than that with Sony, but the last couple of years with Nikon and Canon, and people are like, where do I go? Should I go with Sony? Should I go with Nikon, Canon? It's hard to decide. I always tell people to take a look at the lenses. What lenses are out there? And that's what we're going to kind of cover today, because I think that's probably one of the most important things. Most of these camera bodies are equivalent to each other. They are, I hate to say it, good enough. All three of these camera manufacturers are making really great mirrorless cameras as of today. And we're at the end of 2020. And as we go forward, they're going to get better and better and better, right? So that we all know. But lenses is always the most important thing, in my personal opinion. So before I get into that, I want to touch on a couple of things. Number one, what's really important is that camera giveaway. A couple of shows ago, I did a camera giveaway. It's going on through the month of November. That's all you have to do is go check out the video. Maybe I'll put a little link here or down in the comment area or in the description. Maybe I'll put it everywhere. Anyways, just go to that link in that video, check out the video and subscribe and just simply make a comment. Any type of comment, let me know what you hate about the show, what you like about the show, whatever it is. And that's it. You are entered to win. And this is basically what you would win. It is the thinkTANK. This is the Urban Access 10. And it's pretty kick-ass, guys. It really is. It will hold a DSLR or a mirrorless camera and at least a couple of lenses and a ton of other stuff. So it is really good for that just run and gun. You want to get out there on the bike trail or you're out and about and you don't want a big backpack with you or a roller or something. That thing really just does the job. I have a couple of them. This one is brand new. It's been sitting around, so I'm giving it out to you guys. Bear in mind, this is not a sponsored video of any kind. Once again, subscribe and then in the comment area, leave a comment. And that is it. Also, if you haven't downloaded my ebook as of yet, go check it out. Go to JCristina.com/ebook. 10 tips at making tack sharp images. There's something there for everyone. It doesn't matter if you are an amateur, a pro-am, or a professional, you're going to learn something. So check it out. It is free. Once again, JCristina.com/ebook. And finally, if you are a subscriber to the show, I would like to say thank you by giving you 20% off anything over there at JCristina.com. I've invented photography products for the last decade and a half. There's a lot of pretty cool stuff that you might be interested in. Go over to JCristina.com and use promo code YT20 at checkout. YT20 at checkout. You'll get 20% off everything that's in your shopping cart. Not just one thing. Everything that's in your shopping cart. So all right, let's dig into this. Now, what I did is I put together a list. Now, this is not an exhaustive list. I'm sure I missed some. So if I did miss some, just go ahead and tell me. Don't get all crazy. Some people, they get their panties in a bunch if I miss something and that just once again, in the comment area below this video, just list the ones that I miss. It's okay. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and start out with Sony G Master lens lineup. Now, currently that lineup will show 12 lenses, and let's go through them. Now, on the prime side, we have a 20mm 1.8, a 24mm 1.4, an 85mm 1.4, and a 35mm 1.8. Those are the primes. Now on the zooms, we have a 12 to 24 2.8, a 16 to 35 2.8, a 24 to 70 2.8, and a 100 to 400 4.5 to 5.6. I am not a fan of any type of variable f-stop lenses, period. I want a consistent f-stop. I don't care if it's f4, f2.8, 1.8, 1.4, 1.2, I don't care, but I want something that is consistent. Most professionals like a consistent f-stop. You don't want to have that changing while you're kind of zooming in and zooming out. You don't want that. Anyway, so that's something we want to point out. Now next we have lenses that are OSS lenses. Now OSS is the optical steady shot, so let's call it IS or image stabilized, or on the Nikon side, VR, whatever you want to call them. These are their stabilized lenses. Now as of right now, they have a 70-200 2.8, a 100mm f2.8, a 400mm f2.8, and a 600mm f4, which is really nice. Now on the rumored side, now these are the rumors. Now these are the rumors that we've seen as of today. There are some others, but they're less likely. So I'm going to list this one as that 16mm f1.8. That should be coming out at the beginning of 2021, but of course we are not sure. Take all this with a grain of salt, because whenever we're dealing with rumors, we're speculating and we're using other people's ideas. And we're not taking them, let's say, to the bank. We're just kind of speculating using that information. So this is the lineup for Sony. We're seeing 12, as we can see here, 12 current lenses that are available on their G Master side. That's their professional glass, and one new one coming in, which is that 16mm f1.8. Now let's go ahead and move over to Nikon and see what they currently have available. Now, as of right now, we're showing 13 RF lenses, and 11 of them are S or Pro lenses. So let's go through them. Now on the prime side, we have a 20mm f1.8, a 24mm f1.8, a 35mm 1.8, a 50mm 1.8, and a 50mm 1.2. That's important. Let's just go ahead and mark that. That is an important piece of glass. Also, we have an 85mm 1.8. So that's what we have as of right now as far as primes. Now on the zoom side, we have a 14-24 f2.8, a 14-30 f4, a 24-50 f4 to 6.3. And as you can see here, this piece of glass is not marked as S because it is not a professional lens. Now, I've said this in the past, some camera manufacturers will list lenses that are quote unquote professional that I don't think are professional because they are variable f-stop. That's just my opinion. You might have your own, and that's okay. All right, next. 24-70mm f2.8, a 24-70mm f4, a 24-200mm f4 to f6.3, that is VR, and a 70-200mm f2.8 VR. Both of those are image stabilized pieces of glass. And finally, we have the rumors. Now, these are 2020 to 2021 rumors. We're seeing an 85mm f1.2, a 400mm f2.8, and a 600mm f4. Now, as we can see, there's a couple of here that are not professional glass, and most of them are. So, as I list here at the top, we have 11 pieces of glass that are professional lenses and 13 in total, which are their Z line up here. Now, Canon is showing 16 RF lenses. Now, 9 of those lenses are L glass. L glass to Canon is professional glass, all right? So we'll keep that in mind. 16 altogether, 9 of which are professional lenses. Now, starting at the top with primes, they have a 35mm 1.8, that is IS, that is image stabilized, that is a macro lens, a 50mm 1.2, let's mark that. Once again, that is an important piece of glass in my personal opinion, and an 85mm f2 macro IS, once again image stabilized, 85mm 1.2, 600mm f11 IS, that's image stabilized, and an 800mm f11, also IS. Now those are the primes. Let's move into the zooms. Now on the zoom side, we have 15-35 f2.8 IS, that's image stabilized, 24-70mm f2.8 IS, 24-105mm f4 IS, 24-105 f4 to 7.1 IS. Once again, this to me is not professional glass, and as you can see, it is not delineated with that L. So once again, variable f-stops usually are not professional glass. Now, moving forward, 24 to 240 millimeter f4 to 6.3, 28 to 70 millimeter f2, 70 to 200 millimeter f2.8 IS, 70 to 200 millimeter f4 IS, and 100 to 500 millimeter f4.5 to 7.1 IS. That is labeled as professional glass with that L delineation. Take it for what you will. It's completely up to you. Now, let's move forward here a little bit into the rumored lenses. Now, this is very important to me. Now, the rumored lenses for 2021 are as followed, and we're showing 14 of those. That's a lot. Let's go through them. Now, we start out with TS lenses. Now, TS are tilt shift lenses. Canon is showing a 14 millimeter f4 and a 24 millimeter f3.5, both L glass. Those are tilt shift. Also very, very important. I'll get to that in a minute. Now, on the prime side, we have 24 millimeter f1.8, that is IS or image stabilized. We have a 35 millimeter 1.2, a 100 millimeter f2.8, macro lens, that is image stabilized also, a 135 f1.4, a 400 millimeter f2.8 IS, a 500 millimeter f4, a 600 millimeter f4, an 800 millimeter f5.6, and a 1200 millimeter f8. These are all IS. Now, this 1200 millimeter is important, as well as the 800 millimeter. Now in the zoom lenses, we show a 10 to 24 millimeter f4.0 and a 14 to 35 f4, that is IS, and a 100 to 400 millimeter f5.6 to 7.1 IS. So these are the lenses that we're showing as of right now, as well as what is rumored for 2020, 2021, moving forward on the Canon side. Now, what is important here? Well, number one, we're showing Canon with having approximately 30 lenses available by the end of 2021. All right? Maybe even at the mid 2021. There's a lot. We also showed Sony with about 13 to 15 lenses, speculating as far as 20 to 2021, and Nikon with 16 lenses. So, based on the lens production, let's say, the amount of lenses being made by the three manufacturers, we show Canon having a little bit of an upper hand. We also show that based on what is to come, what is rumored to come, the list that we have available. Once again, we're showing Canon with a little bit of an upper hand there, just based on the breakneck speed in which they're coming up with lenses. Remember, Canon's only been around for 2 years when it comes to full frame mirrorless, all right? And they've produced equal, and then in 2021, we're going to see them rocket ship and really beat out the competitors when it comes to the total number of lenses available for those mirrorless systems. Now, some people really need a specific piece of glass or want a specific glass. For example, Sony does not have a 50 millimeter 1.2, whereas Nikon and Canon do or will. Now, on the other side, when we come to ultra-wide primes, we see that Canon does not have a 20 millimeter ultra-wide prime, where Nikon and Sony do. So they would win if someone's looking for an ultra-wide prime. Now, if you're looking for an ultra zoom, for example, and some people need that for birding or for sports or whatnot, well, you're going to end up with Canon taking the lead on this one because of their 600, 800, and now a 1200 millimeter that's in the pipe. 1200 millimeter is a lot on a full frame camera, okay? Imagine that cropped down. So if you're looking for that ultra zoom, you're going to have to say Canon wins on that one. So there's a lot of things to think about when it comes to picking up a camera system. It is not always about the body. In most cases, it's about the lenses. Lenses are forever. Bodies are like toilet paper. They come and go with the wind, right? Every 6 months, every year, there's a new one. And you're obviously going to upgrade if there's something happening with that body that you absolutely must have. they're constantly putting out new ones. Whereas if you buy like a Trinity, you buy a 24-70 to 70-200, and maybe something like a macro, a quick 50 or something ultra wide, those pieces of glass are going to be around for 5 years, 10 years, or 15 plus years as you continuously upgrade that body. So buying into a system, all right, that has the right lenses that you need as of right now is very important. Buying into a system that has, let's say, the lenses that you need coming soon is also something to think about. It's very important, because if you can't get what you want, or if it's not even coming in the next year, you probably shouldn't go down that line. Okay? So this video is more for someone that is looking for a mirrorless camera, let's say a full frame mirrorless camera as of today, and they don't have any lenses right now. So as of right now, looking at the specs, I would say that Canon is winning based on lenses, but we see Sony winning based on their, let's call it their A7 III and now the A7 IV. A really cheap, let's call it, body that is going to suck in a lot of the new blood. But once again, be wary of the lens lineup. Take a look at the lens lineup, take a look at what's rumored to come out, and make your decision that way. I think it is very important. I think it's going to help you out in the long run. You don't want to just hope to have something come out and it just simply doesn't happen. That happens a lot with these camera manufacturers. They'll say that they're doing X, Y, and Z, and it just doesn't happen. As of right now, we know that Canon is on this breakneck thing going on over there where they're just putting out lenses and lenses and lenses like crazy. Okay. Now, once again, this channel is unbiased. I shoot Canon right now. By looking at this, as far as the lenses goes, Canon wins in my personal opinion. But honestly, if it was Sony or Nikon, you know, I would call it in that direction. It doesn't matter. Also, if there's any lenses that I missed that you think that are very important to this lineup, please, in the comment area, put those lenses down there, because it will help other people that maybe I missed on those lenses. It'll help other people make that decision. So if there's something Sony or something Nikon that's coming that you think is very important, perfect example is with the tilt shift lens. Okay? If you need a tilt shift lens, there is no other manufacturer that you can go to for mirrorless full frame as of today, or that's coming in 2021, besides Canon. None of them are offering or even speculating to offer a tilt shift lens. So if you're shooting a lot of buildings or need to be able to line stuff up in camera and not later on digitally in post-production, and you need that tilt shift lens, Canon is the only way to go. So anyways, guys, I hope this is helpful. If it has been even a little bit, please throw it a big thumbs up. That will tell the YouTube gods, hey, watch this video. I think it might be important. It'll help me, it'll help the channel, it'll help out everything. Throw it a big thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel. And go to that video, once again listed somewhere. Go watch that video and win, or at least enter to win, this thinkTANK. Grab it. It's free. I'm going to mail it out to someone. All right. So enter to win. And if you are subscribed, like I said, use promo code YT20 at checkout and you'll get 20% off everything in your shopping cart. And don't forget, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools that I've invented for you and me over the years, and hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. That would be much appreciated. That's it, guys. I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe and stay healthy.